Ever wonder why you do the things you do? Well, today we're diving into the 3 stages of your mind. And trust me, understanding this simple framework is an absolute game changer for breaking bad habits and really taking control of your life. So let's get into it. So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're just stuck in a loop? Maybe it's that one bad habit you can't seem to shake, or an automatic reaction that just pops out, or maybe a goal that always feels like it's just out of reach. It's an incredibly common and, let's be honest, frustrating feeling. But what if the reason you feel stuck has almost nothing to do with willpower? What if the real driver behind it all is hidden deep below the surface, kind of like an iceberg? The part you actually see is just the tiny tip. The real power, the massive part that's actually steering your life, is all underwater, out of sight. Okay, let's start with that visible tip of the iceberg. This is your conscious mind, and a great way to think of it is as the captain of your ship. It's a part of you that's at the helm, actively steering and making moment-to-moment decisions. Your conscious mind is what you're using right now to listen and process what I'm saying. It's your active, deliberate, problem-solving self. You could think of it as the CEO in the boardroom of your mind. The one making all the big strategic calls. So this conscious mind of yours, it handles all the logic, and it's where your willpower lives. But, and this is a big but, it has a major limitation. It can only juggle a few things at once. And that's exactly why we can feel so easily overwhelmed when we try to do too much. The good news, though, is that you can actually train this captain to be way more effective. The source material points to 3 key methods: practicing mindfulness to sharpen your focus, setting really clear goals to direct your energy where it matters, and engaging in active learning to keep those reasoning skills razor sharp. All right, now we're going to go below the water surface to the subconscious autopilot. And believe me, this is where things get really interesting. 95%. Just let that number sink in for a second. According to research, a staggering 95% of your life, your actions, your reactions, your feelings, is governed by this subconscious autopilot, not by your conscious captain. It's the massive engine room that's running the entire ship. This part of your mind manages literally everything you do on autopilot. Think about it: driving a car, brushing your teeth, even your immediate gut-level emotional reaction to something. It is the home of all your habits, both the good ones and the bad ones. Now, the subconscious plays by a totally different set of rules. It's always on, 24/7. It stores everything you've ever experienced, and it takes things completely literally. But most importantly, and this is so critical, it cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one you vividly imagine. This is why elite athletes visualize a perfect performance. Their subconscious experiences it as real, building the pathways for success before they even hit the field. This is an incredible power we can all learn to tap into. So, how in the world do you communicate with this powerful autopilot? Well, you can't just use logic. That's the conscious mind's language. Instead, you have to use its own language. Things like positive affirmations, vivid visualization, and consistently tracking your habits are all ways you can give that autopilot new, better instructions. Okay, now we're going to journey even deeper, down to the very bottom of the iceberg. This is the unconscious blueprint, the most mysterious and foundational part of your mind. The unconscious mind, it's like the original architectural blueprint for the entire ship. It holds the really deep-seated core beliefs and repressed memories that were probably formed a long, long time ago. And they shape your fundamental worldview, often without you ever even knowing it. Its influence isn't direct and obvious like a habit is. No, it's profound and indirect. It's like a hidden current under the ocean that can pull your entire ship off course. It's the reason you might have a fear you can't explain, or a self-sabotaging belief that always seems to hold you back. Yeah, influencing this level isn't about simple hacks or quick fixes. It really requires deeper work. Pathways like therapy, analyzing your dreams, and dedicated self-reflection through journaling, these are all about bringing awareness to those hidden blueprints so they no longer control you from the shadows. Okay, so we've explored all 3 stages of the mind. Now we get to the most important part. How do you actually use this information to harness your full mental power? So here's a quick side-by-side to pull it all together. Your conscious mind is active, but it's got limits. Your subconscious is the automatic system that handles all your habits. And your unconscious is totally hidden but has this deep, indirect influence. They all work together to create the reality you experience every single day. This is the key question, right? It's all interesting theory, but what's the practical application? How does understanding this model actually help you in your day-to-day life? What's the so what here? Well, the impact is huge and it applies across the board in both your personal and your professional life. Let's break that down. For your own personal growth, this knowledge is a total game changer. You gain this incredible self-awareness because you finally understand why you react the way you do. You can regulate your emotions better because you're learning to speak to your subconscious. And you can finally build good habits that stick because you're targeting the right part of the mind. And professionally? Oh, it's just as powerful. If you're a leader, you can better understand your team's real motivations. Your communication becomes so much clearer when you realize you're often speaking to someone's subconscious patterns. And you can optimize your own productivity by creating systems that work with your autopilot, not constantly fighting against it. Ultimately, it really all comes down to this. Real, meaningful, lasting change doesn't come from just trying harder with your conscious mind. It comes from becoming aware of the deeper beliefs and the mental patterns that are actually running the show. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Your subconscious autopilot is always on, and it is always listening to your thoughts, to your words, to your imagination. The only question left is, what will you choose to tell it today?